So when we look at effective outreach, we're living in a society, particularly here in Ottawa, where less than 5% of the city really believe in Jesus Christ and have a relationship with Him. In a lot of situations, it might be easier to say the best way to live the Christian life is to retreat into the church, retreat into youth group, retreat into Christian homes, and kind of hide away from the world. And then hopefully we can survive. Hopefully we can stop the bleeding. Hopefully we can stop losing people to the world as Christians. The strategy there kind of makes sense, but Scripture doesn't give us that option. Jesus tells us to go into the world. Jesus tells us to build the church on the truth of Him. And when we build the church on that truth, the gates of hell will not prevail. So we're called to go into the world, to speak the truth, to allow them to hear. Paul reminds us in Romans that they will not know unless they hear, and they will not hear unless we preach to them. So we're called to go and share Jesus with this world.
I've gone through a lot of times where I could have said something to somebody, but I didn't really. And one specific time, I missed the opportunity to tell somebody about Christ. And like after now looking back, I see that it was an opportunity, but within a couple weeks I missed that opportunity and they ended up committing suicide. I didn't really think much of it at first. I kind of just blew it off, and it sounds really bad, but it didn't really hit home until I started thinking about it more and more and more and what I could have done. And this was a year after, whatever. And then the time where it really hit me was when my friend Justin, who wasn't my friend at the time, who I didn't even know, kind of just walked up to me.
I went up to him and I introduced myself, and it just went from there. It escalated to, talking about faith in God. That was like one of the first topics we were talking about.
They had been encouraging at youth to invite your friends out to Know Their Name and get them involved with it. And I thought in my head, I was like, this is an opportunity, why not take it? And so one of the first things I asked him was, hey, what are you doing on Good Friday?
I first came here on the event on No Other Name from last year and around the Easter time. And that's actually where I really started connecting with God.
He heard the message at No Other Name the very first, it was the very first session. And he came to know Christ, and he stood up, and he it was personal. You could tell.
This place brings out pretty much the best in me. It, besides school and stuff, it's been pretty stressful, and this place just relieves everything that's going on. I just can be so close to God, and I feel so much light and energy, and yeah, it's just awesome.